Hello, everybody. 你好，你们好。Okay. Last class for this year for our calligraphy class. For Merry Christmas, 圣诞快乐. We learned I believe 3 styles, but not the 4th style, not the clerical style yet. And we learned the 4th style. And also, for calligraphy, we need always to review, and to get it better and ready to use it to put on the card. You can really use it. Okay, let's go through for the characters. And each time, this time I choose the different artist, a different master. They are using different like a personal style to write it. So this time I didn't actually choose from the use the things the sample I used before. Is probably some are the same and some are different. Whatever. We need to learn what's the basic things, and a little bit different style is good for us to practice. Okay, first, this is sheng. Sheng means saint, holy. Okay, let's write the standard first. Basically, this like the upper part and the lower part, 2 parts, and the upper part also left and the right 2 parts, right? So left actually is the character ear, and the right is the character mouth, the square thing, mouth. I did the frame and I didn't. Okay.
你把这个搞成长的，这个应该是这样子的，用这个大。
Right. Because later I need to see the whole thing, but not right now.
Okay, you can. You have to adjust too much. You want to see the whole. You have to just scroll. You change that window.
Right.
Let me see.
Because later I need to see the picture. Okay, well, I can change later. Now cannot see the. Okay, can see the character, huh? Upper part first, and then left 1 ear, horizontal, and then 2 vertical, not in the center, because this left whole thing want to match, balanced with the right thing. So this part a little bit left, and 1 short, 1 longer. 2 actually horizontal. There's a little bit connected, just the style, yeah. And 1 seal it, not really seal, to start here and like the lifting, do that. Not the horizontal. This is the we call lifting the stroke. Not horizontal. It's a little bit slant, but from pressing to the lifting. And then the mouth one. we learned many times. Yeah, just notice the position, the place to put this mouth. The size is much smaller than this, and put this a little bit in the center, a little center things with this ear one. And the lower part is it's like the character for king. The bottom horizontal is the longest at the bottom, right? To like hold everything bottom, but not too much longer than the whole thing upper part. Otherwise, feel kind of too long. Not the things we want. Keep the whole thing still rectangular, right? A little bit longer, smaller, but the whole thing, the outline, outer lines are, form the rectangular thing. Okay, that's the standard. And walking style, the mouth part from standard to walking, or even later to the running style become, I always say, they're very connected, like the number 12, right? Like this actually is still follow the order of the strokes. And the lower part kind of change the orders. And we do a lot for this, like the king. This is king. And also the last name, confused with the pinyin and the in English. This is a king, and the pronunciation is Wang. The people's Chinese very famous last name of Wang. Mm-hmm. Okay, very interesting how this character. So king, ear, mouth, so it means scent. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this become the walking style, change the everything. I mean the order. So become horizontal first, and then vertical, and the back, like the circle thing to indicate the center horizontal, and then eventually the bottom things. Bottom things become really small, and the hook do not put any, do not emphasize on that, because just the ready for the lower, the next in vertical line, next character. So just be very natural to lifting at the end. This king things how to do, change the orders to this first, and then to that and that, do not on purpose to hook, just, this is okay. Okay, so the whole thing, the walking style, is just the upper part almost the same, become faster. That's the walking. And then become cursive. That's really a lot change, especially like a simplify for the upper part looking, but bring it to the like a wholeness. So just simply do the big horizontal on top, and then some things vertically indicated everything like that. Doing what? doing like a three dots things, but the first one bigger, like the 1, 2, 3, and very connected. That's it. And then the vertical connected with this kind of things. That's it. Can be more connected for those three. I try to let you to see more clear about the three places to press, you know. I mean, not just the vertical things. So that, and that, back to, yeah. Clerical, of course, we understand it looks almost the same with the standard, right? And a little bit different because it's carving, right? On the top, you can do like a larger for the whole thing. That's quite common to bring it to the more wholeness, right? Actually, this first. Okay. Carving. This part connect. More flat, right? I did kind of a bit too tall. Okay, and the king things here, actually somebody even write it this way, the slant instead of the big horizontal. Goose tail flying at the bottom. Slow. We are carving things. So that looks, you know, more dignified, and this on the hard surface carving wood did. Okay, that's the scent. That's the Merry Christmas, the first characters. So you want to choose walking or, you know, sometimes depend on the style you paint to match or where to put it, you know. I want to put it in more freestyle or more like a standard, dignified, or something in between. Feel comfortable, like a walking. Okay, this is the second character. Frankly, the characters for Christmas is kind of hard. Lots of jokes, very hard. You know, frankly, for native writer, for Chinese people, those two are very hard. Thanks for not write this very often. You know, even for the scent, we for people, we do not call you know, the people like where you respect, you won't call it scent. No, only like a Confucius, you call it scent. Yeah, so do not really use that a lot. And of course, for the modern times with the Christmas, and also this Dan, the second characters, for the meaning for the birthday, but I put the important person. We do not call like my parents or my grandparents. Even I respect or family respect the ancestor a lot. We do not say this is the my grandpa Dan how many ages, do not call it unless there is the very important high rank like a social position for him. we can call it like celebrate somebody's like the in a university leader, famous leader, or famous famous actor, famous writer, 100 year he's passed, but celebrate his 100-year birthday. Yeah, sometimes school do that, or 120 birthday for some important person like that, or for the for Chinese people's birthday, people eat noodle soup or noodles to celebrate, not cake. Traditionally, not a cake, noodles, yeah, for meal. And when I was young, that's Mao's time. And when I still remember, December 26th, that's the Chairman Mao's birthday. So every people in the country eat noodles for respect and celebrate the Chairman Mao's birthday, and we are happy, and for kids are happy. Doesn't really understand the meaning, but noodle is flavorful, is more tasty than the plain rice. So noodle is better than plain rice. So good. We have noodle to eat. And the school cafeteria provide the noodles for the meal of Chairman Mao's birthday. So I actually learned that Christmas is 25 later, and it's just one day before Chairman Mao's birthday. Anyway, this kind of person's birthday, we use this, or like the chief of the famous chief of the school, or of some some high rank people in with the important people with the social rank there, but not for the common people. Anyway, Christmas is important for us to learn these characters. Okay, the radical here, standard first. It's the speaking radical, like people speak, to speak, speaking. Dot, horizontal, and two horizontal, a little bit smaller than the top one. And then the mouth. Oh yeah, speak. So there is something to do with the mouth. As radical, you do this a little bit, and the bottom things a little bit lifting, not the horizontal, And the right part is the one characters, but write the center part first, and then the frame things. Okay. Small slant. You need to understand and save some place here, but not too far. Yeah. Vertical. Not to the bottom. We save things for the framing thing. Horizontal. And thus vertical. And the bottom, horizontal. Actually, my one a little bit too long. But it's okay. I can kind of adjust by the framing things. Okay, and this framing things looks like the number 3, but actually it's the horizontal and hard folding for the vertical, the slant. And the horizontal again, hard folding again, slant. So not the soft here, standard style. Longer slant, the bottom one, and the big press. Okay, that's the standard. My one I'm kind of ugly. When I speak, kind of not very concentrated on the paper, on the brush. Do it again. Try to get more balanced, right? See, it's not balanced here, very squeezed here, too spacey. So people speaking radical. And this part, do not go too big. Keep one eye, watch the space. Seems a little better. Okay, that's the standard style for the birth, important person's birth. Okay, and this walking changed things for the center things. Those things become easier. So do the horizontal and then vertical kind of the Z things, and back to the center, do the right part things. So kind of the thus and kind of a little bit soft or a little bit harder. And then the framing part, do this number 3 things, kind of a very simple curve. Simple curve, and then do the things. The end part, just the style, shows again our yin and the yang talking about. So yin and yang always in one unit, right? We see always like a kind of changeable things. Like this a pair of one unit things when deal with other things. This part probably the yin, like we are printing like a dark part. Sometimes is in, sometimes is yang, right? Compare with in which unit, or compare with you think about the whole mountain is the unit, compare with the trees, whole landscape things, or this mountain divided in the many units. And so this part is yin and yang. But think of sometimes even in one thing, one small thing, you think about the 2 parts of yin and yang unit. Okay, always 2 sides of in one unit. Okay, and one thing practically in the calligraphy is everything. I always say the words of no sweeping, right? Okay, so when you do things like the press, when you stretch things, always think about you can, pull back thing, or some you send it there, not just sweeping out absolutely. You think every place where I want to go, and any place I can back, any place I can back. So this end shows a lot. Any stretch place you can stretch back, stretch out place you can stretch back. So do this kind of things. Yeah, this over. Yeah. So we do not, in calligraphy, we do not do this kind of things. Do this. That's not Tai Chi, not yin yang. So absolute sweeping only one stroke to the left. And do not sweep too far. This, I always say, lift, slowly, gradually, right? Not sweeping. And even the vertical at the end is sharp, but we have two kinds. I said, one is very sharp and one is the back a little bit, See, I lift here and in air pause, right? So we call this swing hanging needles, which means with some weight, not sweeping, right? Hanging needle. And this we call dew, the water drop, hanging dew, or hanging needles, which all means no sweeping. We do not really do that, or sometimes even very, very slow in the walking style. Probably you can see some things like that, but normally, yeah, even for the orchids, we do like that, slowly to the end, right? And sometimes you can even see some like back things, to the end, no sweeping. To the end. Okay, anyway, that's why I want to explain in the sample why the end looks like that, but do not on purposely do the serious stroke, solid stroke to put the back stroke, not like that. Kind of bounce back a little bit, lifting. Okay, I didn't write the whole thing yet. Okay, so the whole thing, also the radical, then simplify characters is become that already, and but this is not a simplified character yet. People master did that earlier in the walking or the running style. So dot and simply horizontal, vertical, and the kick. That's how it become. I think some people learned the simplified characters, the speaking radical like that. Emily, did you learn that? Yes. So you can use that. Actually, sometimes there is nothing to do with the plan of the government after 1949 become that. I explained many times, right? Some writing is from earlier time. People use that already. So you can use both. Okay, so whole thing is this, and compare with the Z thing. And then the form thing, number 3, very simple thing, simple to do. But cross here. It doesn't have to the things really, back or some things, but I explain why you see the sample like that instead of very sharp things sweeping out, right? Okay, and you can do a little sharper, but with the slowly lifting. Something like that. Okay, the line between in between here doesn't have to do very solid. It's just the style of the connection in those two parts. So do it by natural. A little bit connection will be fine. This is running style. Now we are looking much running, right? Much easier. And actually, this is from the artist. You know, artist the Xu Wei do things, lots of ink work, and also calligraphy, very painting very 写意, and also calligraphy very good. Okay, so it's still kind of 2 parts, right? 3 parts. Okay, radical, and you know the Z things, and then the frame, right? So more fast. This and this, and then very fast. Very fast. I did kind of too fast. Look at his end, right? As I said, not swimming. Even very, you know, very thin, but kind of like that. Like better ending. This ending, you know, I do not really like this one better. Okay, and clerical style, we can imagine very flat. But sometimes, you know, you want to make the whole picture, you know, like more serious looking, or for fun, to very dignified things. Lots of people still use that. I like it a lot. Press and slowly kind of lifting things, carving. Looks not perfect smooth, but good. Stroke by stroke, even leave space here. One dot, second dot, 3 dots become, and the big kind of goose tail flying kind of. My one starting place too big, right? Yeah, about the meaning writing like that. Okay, for the 快乐, the happy, we talked about, and
Victoria,
yes.
Could you do that that clerical one again? Especially the part on the right.
On the right?
I wasn't clear about the order.
Oh, the order, top one first. Actually, clerical style, lots of parts, probably not everywhere, scientifically to say. If you put the wrong order, it's okay. Yeah, it's not cheating. It's just okay, because for the very allowed, because it's carving. You know, for carving, you arrange the place for like a painting. And the famous artists, they did the same thing. You know, to okay, 2 parts left. Also left part. Top first, and then the center things, and then Let me see. Right things. Left things. Okay. And happy, I mean, 2 characters for the happy, we always need to practice. And this fast, happy things, we with that last stroke easier. The last character with a lot strokes. So we talked about this radical is heart radical, right? We still remember? Heart, diagonal balanced, things, and then you do 2 dots like that, right? We talked about the heart. And this radical we call, bring it vertical heart. We call vertical heart, but it's still heart. Very interesting. Probably do not really see some things about the heart. Dot and the vertical. And the dot a little bit higher, not the same level. And then thus, longer one, slant, big dots. Become walking. The order changed, vertical first, and those 2 become the 1 stroke concentrated on left one, and the connector just do the right part. Okay, vertical first, just remember. The you don't have to do the triangle things, a little bit weird. You can just keep the dot if you like. I choose this because I think the left part and the right part, other part are very clear, very general, looking for the walking style. Yeah, but the last one, actually, I do not really like it. I like to keep the dot. The grass style, running style, there is a lot, but I always tell you, every time I just choose one of them, right? But each of them are clerical. I mean, the running style. So running style could be very close to walking, like people walking, right? Or running. Sometimes you cannot really define that. So for the since we do both the walking and the running, we are doing, so try to do the most different. The radical part, for the heart, radical part, left part, do vertical first, and then even more simple. Do not really see this like a stick out, but just the press, not sharp press, indicates something here, at the start, and go the right part, and the right part, they just by circle to do this horizontal, vertical, horizontal, right? So, but keep that circle it's not very rounded. Try to do this still a little bit flat, squarish things. Okay, that's the point. This and this and this back to that, kind of that. Also can be like that, or many forms or running style. Different people, right? They are all running style. Okay, makes sense, right? I put a lot here. Some are same artist, but in the different writing part, same articles, and people choose different places. Okay, this is clerical style. The left part, hard part, keep the same thing. Original things. You can do this first, or this. Normally people do left to right, but clerical, I said, if you think easier to arrange, you can vary the order. Right part. I'm doing the clerical, the standing style. So it should be something bounce back, not sweeping. Goose tail flying here. Okay, that's the clerical style. Also, okay, we need to go a little bit faster for the this. Clerical style. So the order for this, center first. Center is the character for white. Did we learn? Yes, we did once, right? The color, white. And the left and the right are the image for silk twist for string, silk twist things. And the wood things. Later, I will explain more. We'll use this character for something else. For the music, this also pronounced as 乐, so which means music. To take my class, took my class at the beginning. I think first time I bring the instrument here, wood bottom and silk string things on the top. That's instrument, qin, gu qin, the Chinese instrument. So that's why music for that. So the string is the twist, silk twist, right? Use silk to twist. And you will use a hemp fiber twist to make the rope, right? To make a rope. So this is the twist. From clerical style, you will see the twist more like the twist. However, walking become simplified, right? Kind of simplify. So for the twist, not stroke by stroke, kind of like a 3 press. So 1, 2, a little bit of 3. Because 2 sides want to do the different thing, right? Instead of this, doing that. or 1, 2. It looks like a 2, actually 3. Okay, so center first, kind of more fast connected. And this for the left-hand side. And a little bit different, can do which one bigger, right one bigger, looks a little bit like a more 3. This is more like the 2 strokes. Kind of like that. And kind of repeat the wood things. 2 dots, more dynamic as the walking. When I was a child, I always think my mom or any copybook, the walking style, not clear, mess. It is not very clear. That's why, some repeat, some overlapped. That's why I explained everything. So when you do not mind a little bit not clear. Look at the sample, not clear. That's nothing wrong. Okay, grass style, running style. More the silk twist is become, just 2 dots talking each other, indicated that there is something left, something right. That's it. Okay, and the center one become really dot connector and something back to the center. That's it. Become that, and then dot. Okay, so whole thing like the also, the simplified character is very easy. In Emily's name, I think, the slant, vertical, dot and dot. And this become grass style, running style. Lots of people do this with the press of the horizontal, even much easier. So do that. Or 1 stroke for that. But if some people think this is prettier or depend on match other characters, if you want more stroke, you can do that, right? Or you choose even for this become clerical and become the running style, not that hard. This is a lot harder. Lots of strokes and kind of to arrange that. But when you like do puzzle things like this style, a clerical style, it become easier because you can stroke by stroke to arrange it. Like you do some things to make it balanced, like doing the kids play the jungle, the wood block thing. And the twist, 2 twist looks very like a twist, right? Lots of people do the calligraphy nowadays still like do that, even the brush to mimic a stick, to do this a little bit of slumpy looking things. It's for fun. I like it. more triangle, not the raindrop for dots. Yes, I like this. Okay.
Victoria, I have a question. Kathy.
Yes.
This term is also happy. So the other term is happy. What is the difference? I know the Chinese words are different, but in the hand, yeah, they both say happy.
Okay. Yes, they put together. They are standard word for happy put together, but individually, this one with the other meaning of fast, quick,
Right.
and this character with other meaning of instrument and the music, with other meanings, but put together, they are typically words for happy, and they both have the meaning of happy, but with different other meanings for two characters individually.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. And I will very quick to do the birds of the how do you say cardinal? Okay, for the birds, I give you the chart for the head, and also the chart for the tail. So for any kind of bird, any kind of birds are a little bit different, but the basic things we are supposed to by learning this kind of different things, and we will understand how to do a little bit different for hair, or for the shape, or for head, a little bit different. We can do any kind of birds, understand, change a little bit. And for this, the cardinal, the tail is more like the right page, like the upper part, the first line of right one, right? Kind of you do the big press from the to the end, like do one, to do the press, to do the press things. And for the head, for the beak, it's like the beak page, the left page, more like the second line, the right one, right? It's kind of like kind of the big, the big things. Kind of this things, right? This things. Okay, and we know we do the painting, if talking about the calligraphy stroke, and talk about the things like in calligraphy stroke in the Chinese painting, we talk about some yin and some yang. We need to choose some what's important stroke we need to do. We do not want each stroke are even, just mimic to draw, right? And I'm going to, and this bird, is beautiful, and the color is very seasonal. I like to do, and we are learning some birds and some pine trees. Perfect. I just use the use watercolor. So any kind of this, the red, a little bit of like fire red, right? Kind of. For the head part, I think I normally use the solid, because it's very pure color. And can we see the whole thing? No, we cannot see the whole thing. Yeah, can you see you have your hand out, right? Okay. For the head part, I will do something like the very red to form. We say it's like a dot, right? It like the dot a little bit too dry. To do this stroke. And then become this very solid. And some stroke we needed to do like a tail part. I do some red, some a little bit black, and do the press as I just do. By pressing. Three or four, easier. And then the hard feather for wing. You know, the whole shape, we talk about the head and the body part, but you need some like a firm stroke you need to work on earlier, right? Like the tail and the wing. So I do this a little bit too dry. And this and some, you know, small things, can do small strokes. Okay, now I'm probably do some small things later, but now I want to put eye. I circle it and I do the center, but leave a little bit white things. Actually, then lots of like the black for this bird, right? And for the beak, I will do not absolute. I do some line first, do some very dark things, but probably not the not black. Some very dark red, rouge things. quite short, right? Lighter color, so shows the line of the outline of the beak. I can continue to do some for the birds, furry things. You do it at different time, it shows a little bit different layers, right? Okay, and the then I will do the tree, and then do the little foot cloud. For the tree, I think I want to choose. I give you piece of things you can choose in a branch, some close up for the birds, or the very quick time is over. Some brown and some ink. I'll, add something. I will choose the bottom one, I think. You can add some things. From here, then outline things. And here, I guess, more things for the small. You can cover by the needles later, some things, if you feel uncomfortable. Here, outlet for more branch. Okay, then some needles, right? Needles, of course, I want to choose green. And a little bit ink, do needles. But it's kind of Christmas color, so I do not mind. Yes, I want more green. Do a little bit black, shows a little bit different layers. I didn't really copy that. Just watch my picture, see what I want. Yeah, remember, overlap some things. Do not just like fan shape things. Mm-hmm. And here, I think I probably want some small things like the light one. from the old chunk, because for the picture, I need some things here. Different angle, put another one. Do some things like that. And I can do to more fine, more detail later, probably if I got time. And some barks and some do not do even. And some line things, right? And some dot. And have to do the little foot, little feet, claw things. Actually, a little bit little bit red. Some with the more red, some with the more black for the foot. Actually, for the painting, not. Oh, my, actually, you know what? A little bit too up. I mean, the branch for the position of his or her foot, right? So I will omit the foot here. I assume cannot see, should be inside here anyway. Okay, I will just simply put. I mean, refine later, do something later for the more pine needles or some things. I will do the character. Let's go. Okay, you can do the painting for the one page and the English Merry Christmas on the other page of the card or something you have placed, right? Or to other page and stick on this page in the card, also fine. Okay, so here. Okay, that's about my Christmas card and my name here. Huh? Henry said the right hand side. Okay. Because I write from left hand side to the right hand side, and this is the end, right? You mean here? Here? Lunar ear. And my name seal, I'm using the other small, very small things. I recently do some things very small, so I do not want the picture become very small because it's outside and the big birds and the tree. That's why seal match this time is last name. So it's a small seal to put here. Okay, here I'm done. Merry Christmas, 圣诞快乐, everybody. And see you January 4th, I guess. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And
Merry
bye-bye.
To you too. Bye-bye and Happy New Year. And
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
we'll have another New Year in February, right?
Yes, we will. And we will do plum, we will do Korean in the around the Chinese New Year. We will learn tiger for the lunar year,
good.
and we will learn the character for something for Chinese New Year, more Chinese tradition things. And you don't have to see me in 2-3 weeks. Any question or any things you want to share, any question you want to ask in online classroom, I will be always there.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
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 Thank you.